This is Tactical Sloth, and that is Tactical Potato, aka Butter, aka our unofficial mascot for Potato Brutality. Our first stage of the day was theoretically modeled after Red Dawn, and involved a pistol component, followed by a ride up the hill in the truck, and some rifle to follow up that. I had a little bit of confusion early on because I thought the poppers were lay down poppers, and they were not. Anyway, I ended up figuring it out before too much time had passed and went ahead and nailed the rest of the targets down there. Not really a problem, got the high value target to clear the pistol at the
We were
end
expecting them
there.
to be fall down poppers. And that nylon holster takes forever to reholster.
Are you good? All right, come on.
Up and over.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, get yourself ready. Let me know when you're ready to shoot. Ready to go?
I don't have a great deal of experience
Good.
riding in the
Run the
back of a
bolts.
truck, and therefore I
Alright,
completely
drop it.
misjudged how much stability I would lose. And,
Shoot if you are
well,
able.
at least I didn't
If
follow the
you're
truck
not,
or
yeah,
drop my
stand like
firearm or
that.
anything. That would have been
I got
a
one close
very
one right
early
there.
and very sad DQ. My next miscalculation was the best strategy for hitting the targets while moving. From what I've heard from others, the majority of folks who had a lot of success
All right.
at the moving targets were the people who unload a mag into the target rather than aiming carefully, and those who aimed carefully tended to not get any hits at all. And, well, I'm an example of that. Experience of riding in the back of the truck and trying to shoot at the target was a bit more exciting than I anticipated, and I recall that as I was shooting at these rifle targets, my hands were shaking. So I did struggle a lot with the accuracy
All
on
right,
this
now we're going
one.
for a 500
I
yard target.
didn't probably have
We got
the
time to get some shots
best
off.
position for stability either, so that didn't help. But I did actually get a little bit further on this stage in Partizan than I did during the
Cranking that thing
Nightmare
up to
run,
800.
and so I
Or 8
can't
times.
complain
Yeah, one of
too much
those.
about it. It does mean that I really need to put in a little bit more time shooting distance while excited. It's just a completely different experience than doing it while you're dead calm. To get a really clear view of any of my shots, you might see some dust signatures way off in the background. If you'd like to get a little bit of a better view, I know that Mage did zoom in on his shots in his video, so you can check that out.
Elevation good, target right. Hey!
All right.
Low left. Hey! Keep going. High left. Low, just under. High right. Way low left. High. Right edge. High right. High. High right. High.
Stand by.
Our next stage started out with freeing ourselves from a simulated capture and then moving on to the pistol portion. I did okay here, except that I am just not very skilled at pistol spinners and probably should have made some kind of an attempt and then just moved on as quickly as possible because I was really not going to pass that. I think the only pistol spinner I've successfully flipped over was actually done with a PCC, and that's kind of a different animal. But for my day this day, I was really just trying to play out every stage as it was intended, so I gave it my best shot before deciding it wasn't happening and finally moving on.
You hit it.
Although this was a very cool stage, I appreciate the effort that was put into
Change
the
mags,
theme by
reload.
the Wastelanders. Even had one of them playing the role of an NPC, he was shooting blanks downrange with a shotgun, and that was a very nice touch. I just kind of wish I had given myself more time to do the rifle portion, because I think that would have been the section that I would have been more competent at. But overall, still very cool.
Take your time.
Stay on the bottom the whole time.
Yeah, wait for it to swing back. Shoot.
Almost.
Shoot. If you want to give it up, it'll be a penalty because it's your rifle.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice, nice.
Keep.
One more left.
All right.
Just use the Velcro strap over the top. Velcro.
All right, grab your rifle. Grab your bag.
Grab the things first. Grab them. Take this rifle. Now get a Boris to the ground.
Yep, drag Boris.
Go, 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 go! Come on, you got this! Come on, come on! You can lazy stack of shit, come on! Boris, get up!
All right, good. I'll shoot from over here. You have a better sight picture. Well, okay. Yeah, height. I got you. Yeah. Then shoot between those two posts. I've seen people trying to hit the post. So between the two posts is 300 and 400 for you.
Take those guys down!
They're over here, in between those posts.
Yeah, right on that.
You got 40 seconds. No call.
Left. Other side of it.
That's a hit. Go to 4.
I think that was the 400.
I think that was 4.
That was the 4.
Down.
Go slightly closer for the 300.
Closer one down. Wonder why I wasn't seeing anything. Bye. Yeah, it's parked.
Our next stage was the tower stage. We were allowed to climb a tower and then shoot from elevation at various targets out in the distance. They weren't actually extremely far, but it was still very fun, and I had the good fortune of having very little wind when I shot on this particular day, and so I appreciated that. I got further on this stage on Partizan Day than I did during Nightmare, which I think was largely because of the difference in wind. The targets were shot in a randomized order based on the number you drew from a stack of note cards, and that added an element that I thought made it really interesting and forced you to actually
to the right of the tower.
Take time to find the appropriate target instead of just having a plan to go down the line. The fairly basic setup means that it's actually something that I could probably practice on my own, but I really enjoyed the practice and the flexibility that came with it, even though it was a relatively basic setup. And I actually really hope that we get to use the tower in future years, as they are expecting to do Potato Brutality again in 2024.
Hit! Flip card. 2!
As long as he has unlimited time. Unlimited time is
Choose the head and shoulders.
Practice that at home by giving
Just high.
High right. Hit.
Yep, sit. 5. 5. It's gonna be long.
No history of doing any sort of physical skill whatsoever. And
That's a rectangle?
Yes.
Yes.
not just this kind of physical skill setup, but with all of them. Never did anything.
Over. You're high.
Still high. You're about target high.
It's not as far as you think. Aim low. Hit.
Yep.
Next position.
Yep. Three.
Now triangle.
That's something I feel that too, and we always have a hard time on like these mid-height obstacles. Work your balance. So that's that. Round thing. Yeah. Do a lot of standing on it, and I like weight. I mean, you can literally do 5 pounds and just do shoulder work with it. Just keep.
Lost.
Keep going. You got 40 seconds.
Did not see where you hit.
Yeah, me either.
Low left. Just over it. High right. Low right. Just over the left top. Low right.
Fine. You got 7 seconds.
Oh man, that's fucking sweet though. Man, I was told you had it, and I was able to.
Okay, that's time. All right. Stand by.
Stage 5 was a very interesting setup. I liked it a lot. You started out by shooting off of a rooftop prop at first 2 distant targets and then 2 nearer targets. I struggled a great deal more with the more distant targets than I anticipated. I believe they were actually only something like 300 or 400 yards. And although that is normally a shoot it without really even trying kind of distance at my home range, I just was not able to compensate for the unique position or for the wind that was starting to pick up at this point in the day. Still, I did eventually get it. It just took way more shots than I would have expected. My performance on Nightmare Day is a lot more in line with what I expected, and you will see that when that video comes out. Did I get the other one?
Yeah, you gotta get the other one. Just over it. Just to the left of it. High. Hit.
All right.
Go, go, go.
Your close ones here.
Close ones. White squares right there.
Hit. Hit. Unload. Good, clear. I'm good. All right, you're good.
All right. We're running.
part 2 of 3 in the stage involved shooting through the door of a van and then off of the hood, first at a couple of static targets and then at a plate rack. I did make up some time and did get through this portion a lot more quickly. Unfortunately, I still did run out of time before I was able to really get to the last portion of the stage, which was pistol. And you will actually see that in a minute here, where I actually run to the third portion and then
To the
hood,
run
to the
out of
hood.
time just
Plate
as
rack.
I am getting to the pistol course. As fun as the design of this particular course was, it really did emphasize the fact that I just need to work on speed a great deal.
Aim a little lower.
Good. All right, good.
On
Pull
safe
safe,
in the car.
Grounded in the car.
There we go.
Yeah. Up the hill. Go. It's fine. Go. Run! Maximum effort!
Around the blue barrel. Ah, so close.
Stage 6 marks the halfway point for our all-in-one Partizan day.
That's fine.
I sunk a great deal of time into the spinner and then didn't actually end up getting it anyway. So I probably should have been a little bit more patient. I knew that I was not quick enough at
There's additional one to stand on
acquiring
to get a
a
bit
target
taller.
to do a spinner in the recommended top to bottom alternation. So I did try shooting at just the bottom, which in theory should get you over anyway if your timing is perfect. I ended up getting impatient and trying to push it further faster and ultimately ran out of ammunition in that magazine before I was successful.
So close.
One more to go.
Full release, yeah.
You want to move on to the pistol?
Can you stack targets?
What's that?
Can you stack targets?
Sure. Good. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Nice.
Unload. Show clear. Go. Run.
Push, push. You got it.
This way. Forward a bit. Down
I
here.
ultimately did decide to go ahead and move on to the shoot house.
Woo!
So I head down the hill
Oh, that's not going to be good for
and
that
try
clock.
and take the bonus shot. I end up missing and then move on into the shoot house. I only really had a minute when I got down there, so I didn't make a ton of progress. I'm almost inclined to say that the shoot house could have been its own stage, but I know
big
that
poop
other
hours.
folks did actually finish the entire course, so that would have probably meant making things a bit too short on this stage for the more proficient competitors.
Pulling them left. There you go. 2 seconds. Time. Drop mag and show clear. Yeah, there.
Stage 7 was
Standby.
more focused on speed and short distance
Safety.
shots. You start off by firing the tennis ball cannon
Whenever you're
into the hole there. I missed this time around, but most people did.
No.
And then you move on to firing rifle for the rest of the stage. These targets were pretty easy, more my speed, and it was just a very fun kind of stage and a nice one to break up some of the challenge after the previous stage with 2 spinners.
All right,
You
paper.
almost didn't
You
have
jump
to
into these
aim
guys if you
at
want.
these,
Jump
and
5.
on the second one you can see that I sort of just
Good.
fire from the hip, so to speak, which was maybe not the best call. You kind of do need to aim a little bit to make sure that you're not shooting over the berm, which I thankfully did not, but I do regret that I
Two
got
more.
closer than I really had any business getting.
Okay.
Or really had to, if I had just taken an extra 2 seconds to actually look down my scope.
From the tank trap.
Need one hit on the
Next,
steel
you
on the left.
fire from the tank trap. I
5
actually end up just shooting
on the right.
offhand for the
2,
larger target and
1.
only end up bracing off of the
2,
obstacle for the
3,
smaller one, which was
4, 5.
really the most challenging shot out of this entire course. But once I have that stability, I nail it and get to move on to the last portion, where I run into what was a huge struggle for me back at Desert Brutality, the Wobble Bridge. And fortunately for me, everything is pretty short range here. You shoot 5 shots into the hole, and then throw your grenade, which I ended up missing anyway,
Hop up on the
somehow.
bridge, and then you'll shoot
And
through that
then
hole.
you do shoot at 2 more
Mine 180.
targets further downrange, but still quite
As
close.
slow as you need.
This is as close as I came to not
can go onto the
timing out
railing.
on a stage on Partizan Day, and I feel like I could have gotten it if I had
5
made
rounds
some
through that-
slightly better
that hole right in front of
choices.
you.
You can
Still,
hold onto the
super,
railing and
super
just
fun.
and
Would love to
one-hand
do
the
this
gun,
kind of a
or you can
stage again.
two-hand the gun and not touch the railing.
Yep.
Sorry, 5 rounds through this hole?
Yeah.
Yep. Right
I would brace on the railing, probably.
Yeah.
You can get a little lower and rest the rifle on the railing.
Yeah.
That might be easier. There you go. Two more.
Oh, I need a reload.
Oh, motherfucker. Okay, good, I guess.
Two more. Good. All right, keep going. Grenade
All right.
down the hole.
Are you done the hole?
Other pocket.
Other pocket.
Yep.
Grenade. Grenade.
Toss it in there.
Oh, fuck.
All right. Get 5 hits on each steel. You got 10 seconds. Get 5 more. You got it.
Pound
Rip
it.
'em.
Almost.
And show
Is
clear.
that pistol mag
Is that
secure?
pistol mag secure?
And
It
then
looks
we
like it's
had
falling
stage
out.
8,
No. It's
Hamburger
a
Hill.
17. Listed at 19.
Okay.
It was a fun stage,
understand the course of fire?
and I wish I had come at it with a bit more energy than I had by this point of the day. It was our second to last stage. I was feeling the heat, and more importantly, we had been doing this for something like 10 hours at this point, maybe 11, and I had not really been taking care of myself throughout the day. So rather than bracing myself as would be intelligent, or even just leaning against the post, supposedly that's the most expedient way to do this course, I just stood and shot offhand, which obviously harmed my accuracy a great deal.
Great. Now grab that dummy. Move to the next fighting position. Keep that rifle downrange, please. Careful if there's. Careful the 180.
Then you go ahead and drag your buddy to the next shooting position. You can see that I am just really walking through this stage at this point. It has been a very long day. I am probably actually pretty dehydrated because I made poor choices, and I am just getting through it. Still fun, just did not have the appropriate energy to really take this on. Go ahead, get the rest of my shots from this position.
High and slightly right.
It's fortunate that these were doable offhand, so this was only a moderate disaster and still fun, was able to have some success. I just wish I had made the right choices about where to be lazy here.
2. Just under. 2. Last one. No call. 1. High and right. Off the corner. 2. There you go. Safe your rifle and get up the hill. No dummy. No dummy. He's safe now. Kind of. Watch the ankle breakers.
I walked my ass all the way up that hill, but unfortunately did not have enough time left to actually take all of the shots, and ultimately didn't get to take any of the pistol shots at all, which is unfortunate because honestly, I think that this was a really fun course, and I would have loved to have finished
40
it.
seconds left. Get a few more targets in. In the pit. Yep. Keep going. You got 20 seconds. Get 2 hits on each of these. 1. Time.
Our final stage was the Kasara drill, which was theoretically stage 1, but actually it ended up becoming a bonus stage and was not counted towards the overall score for the match. I didn't really knock it out of the park or anything, despite the fact that this was the one stage that I had practiced on my own. but considering our squad had a proper heat casualty right before I went, the fact that I did about as well as I expected to and have in the past is something that I can feel okay about.
Alright.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, the problem is I'm gonna learn how to vacation one day. Because usually my vacation is like this, so like...
This is honestly good, like...
Oh yeah, I get to do my hobbies.
One,
Helps.
two.
My wife and I do our other annual vacation at Gen Con, and we keep people from
Nice.
So, there's definitely a lot of, like, showing off.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Gen Con will be cool.
Alright. Thank you.
One of those ones, the one I usually go to is Partizan in Seattle. But, so like, here's 2020.
So,
2021.
with all the excitement, I forgot to put my pistol belt back on.
Yep.
I ran the whole thing about it. No one said anything. No one noticed. I didn't notice until now. Until Danielle was starting to run. Whoops. Hi, got a full target.
And they were like,
Hi, a little bit left. Half a target.
telling me you should wear them.
We went to,
Two! Good.
Seattle, because Seattle, they could enforce it.
I really appreciated, like,
Assume someone kicked some dust over my mess.
yes, it's the rules.
High, about a target and a half. High, same spot. One!
Yeah,
You and them just have
it'll be dry.
High, half a target. High and left, half a target. Two! Keep it going. Yeah, bias your aim low.
Yeah. Oh, there was still required.
Nice throw.
So yeah, so something that, and then this year, like, yeah, I love visiting my buddies out there, and honestly, I can take those. It's a fun.
One! High and left. High and left, same spot. High and right. Two!
As I finish up the stage, I will just sum up the match in general.
Get another bonus, that leads.
It was a very, very fun day, and it gave me a lot of ideas for areas that I can improve.
Keep going, you got 40 more
So
seconds. 40
hopefully
seconds.
I
Get one more
will
bonus.
perform a
At
bit better
least.
next year with that in mind.
Left,
Overall,
half
it
target.
was just a really excellent match, and
Left, it's high,
I
just barely off the
really
edge.
appreciate the hard work
High,
everyone
half
put
target.
into making it come together. And I highly
down low on the
encourage
target.
anyone who is
You got
considering participating next year to do so. It is absolutely worth it. That said, keep an eye out for the Nightmare videos coming out from me and Mage in the next couple of days. I actually performed better during Nightmare, which is contrary to what I really expected.
Oh.
So that'll be interesting to watch.
That didn't